Well, hello there. Welcome to the Obi Thorn Alliance. I'm Jacob.
I'm Luke, and we're the YouTube channel that offers non-biased opinions, that from two different perspectives, that is someone on the autism spectrum, and that is someone who's not. As always, if you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We upload multiple videos per week, and today we're going to be doing another top 5.
Yes.
So what top 5 are we doing today, Jacob?
We've been wanting to be doing it for quite a long time, and we have finally decided to do it. Superhero shows.
So stick around and see what our top 5 is. So, top 5. So we came up with a rule. We said we've got to at least have seen at least one season of the show. Ideally, multiple if it's a show that's finished and has, like 10 seasons, for instance. You want to at least have seen a large chunk of that for it to compete. I think we're going to have, maybe pretty mixed top 5 here. I think we're going to have different opinions on this. So, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
No, it doesn't worry me.
You go first. So tell us, what do you got at number 5, Jake?
My number 5 is a new show on Amazon Prime, and it is Invincible. And I think out of all the superhero shows with the M&A style that it does, it is definitely the most graphic and the most gory. But unfortunately, it can't go higher because it only has one season at the moment. So I think it has amazing storyline. The acting, J.K. Simmons and the actor from The Walking Dead, with everything that happens with it, and really cool concept. Even got Luke to watch it as well, and really pumped to see season 2 when it comes out, and probably the best anime to watch at the moment. And yeah,
I've seen maybe 2 episodes of it, and I thought it was good. I just haven't revisited, but I think it was good quality. I looked it up just before, and it's rated extremely highly. Like, it's probably, there was a list that had it as the number 1 superhero show of all time. As you said, it's on Amazon Prime, and it has something to do with the writers from The Boys. Seth Rogen, does he have something to do with this as well?
Yes. Yeah,
so it does have that Boys vibe to it, but obviously it's animation opposed to having real life actors. But it's quite good what I've seen, and deserving to be number 5. So number 5, I've gone with Gotham. I'm a big Batman fan. When Gotham came about, I really enjoyed it. I liked the fact that we had an actor that I really enjoyed from the OC, which is, I've mentioned multiple times, my favourite show of all time. So it was cool to see him come and play Jim Gordon. And it's just a really good show. It does get far-fetched at times, and it does stray away from a lot of the storylines that Batman have set up through other movies, comic books, or the games. It's like a mix between all of them. But nonetheless, it's a cool backstory of seeing a young Bruce Wayne and him, being involved with Selena Kyle and even a young Poison Ivy. So it's quite a cool show for those Batman fans, but I do think it gets picked apart because it doesn't stay true to some of the other storylines. But nonetheless, I find it quite entertaining. So Gotham at number 5 for me.
My number 4 is Daredevil, and season 1 of Daredevil would probably be the best superhero season of all time. And with Matt Murdock, a lawyer by day and super anti-hero by night, and Kingpin, probably one of the best villains of all time. And season 2, I think, drags it down for me to be any higher, and new storylines that they do, but season 1 is probably the best TV, like I said, and one of the best shows that you can watch on Disney Plus at the moment, but originally it was on Netflix, and they're doing a Daredevil Newborn, and very hyped to see that with 18 episodes.
Yeah, so I've only watched 2 episodes of Daredevil. That's recently. I'm getting into it. It's a bit of a slow start for me at the moment, but obviously it gets good. Jacob reckons the first season's the best of any superhero show, so I'm intrigued to find out more. So at number 4, I've gone with WandaVision. WandaVision was a show that I was really late to get on board with. I heard some really mixed reviews about it. The trailer originally was very off off-putting and misleading to what the show is going to be about. But after finally watching it, this show is, in my opinion, almost a masterpiece. The way that each episode follows a particular sitcom style, and it's just clever. It's not like any other show. The villain is so. The actual main storyline is okay, but just the way each episode is filmed, it's just very, very clever. And then it obviously builds onto what happens in the next phase of the MCU. So WandaVision, that's my number 4.
My number 3 is Peacemaker, and I think this proves that having a character in a movie sets all of your backstory. You don't need to go into detail with a TV show. Doing it in the movie makes sense, and this would probably have to be such a different turnaround for the character. He was so unlikable in the Suicide Squads. In this show, he's the likable character. You want him to succeed. Even though it's probably better than the other 2 shows, I just loved the comedy, just everything about it, and it's getting a season 2, and all the side characters eagerly, and as well, everything about the show. Probably the best thing about DC at the moment, and John Cena nails his performance as well, and I think he was born to play Peacemaker. And very happy that James Gunn wanted to make this show, because it's just a great show and well made choice from all the other characters. He deserved his own show. Yeah.
Awesome. So number 3, I picked Loki. Loki, a very good show. You know, it's obviously set up the MCU as well. What's going to happen next? It was, from the first episode, it was great. It was gripping. You wanted to know what happened. Every episode was pretty good except for one that was a little bit slow. But, you know, very, very solid show. It did have the luxury of building on from what had already previously happened in the Marvel movies. But nonetheless, really entertaining. And I'm looking forward to the second season of Loki coming out.
My number 2 is the same as Loki. This would have to be the best MCU show at the moment. Tom Hiddleston nails his performance, and my favorite thing about Loki is that it sets up a villain in this show for the next phase of movies, and the whole time variance and hunting down different Loki, and just everything about it is excellent TV. And unfortunately, the other shows haven't hit the charm or haven't been as good as this show, and very pumped for season 2 and see how Loki gets out of his situation.
So number 2, I've gone with Peacemaker, which Jacob's already talked about. What I like about Peacemaker is mainly the comedy, the crudeness. They kind of get the mix right. It's kind of DC's version of Deadpool, but I think they don't overdo it. I think Deadpool sometimes goes a bit far. I think Peacemaker's right in the mix, and I think anyone that's a fan of comedy or superheroes, even John Cena, has to like it. From, you know, a very average movie which John Cena was in, to then get this show. You know, the expectations were fairly low on it, but it became immediately funny and look forward to every episode, even to the point of they made the intro music video so funny that it's iconic. It's just a great series. I'm really looking forward to the next season of this.
Did you want to have a guess what's number 1?
I'm guessing it's going to be the same as my number 1. So,
my number 1 is probably the best superhero show at the moment is The Boys on Amazon Prime. It has the right storyline. It tells a better storyline than Marvel. It has who you think are going to be the good guys with the superheroes, actually the bad guys in for it themselves, and then ordinary people that are called the boys going against superheroes and for the corporation. It has crudeness mixed with every sort of thing that you want. The writing's superb. Probably the best superhero show. We're being consistent from season 1, 2, and 3. very excited for season 4, and I don't see Amazon Prime messing it up. What the other shows I think have been messed up, and Loki, for example, has had a big expansion world. What The Boys, even though it had comic books, still needed to set itself up because not a lot of people would have known about The Boys, and it has done such an amazing job, and look forward to every season. Yeah.
So my number 1 is also The Boys. It's very, very high quality. It builds onto what other superhero franchises have done, but kind of either takes the piss on them or kind of finds a way to make it more realistic. I like the fact that, as you said, the heroes are not always seen as heroes. It also builds onto this idea that we saw in Superman versus Batman versus Superman. This idea that Superman, sometimes heroes are uncontrollable. We have to prepare as humans to what happens if they turn against us, and that's basically what The Boys is working on. There's people saying the heroes, they cause damage. They have these fights. They bring other villains to Earth, and they blow up our cities, and people die, but there's no consequences for that. So I think this does a really good job of doing that. And I think it's something we're starting to see in She-Hulk, where they're talking about these criminal lawyers that have to fight for superheroes. So they're kind of taking on what The Boys have kind of expanded. But it's just, every episode's epic. It's gory, which is something a lot of other superhero shows don't do.
No.
Superheroes don't notoriously kill. They always put people away. They always try and save people. Nothing gory happens. Not in this show. People die, blood. You see nudity. It's full on, and I think it makes it real, and I like it. They're not trying to baby down this show. It's a superhero show for adults, and I think it's really good. So that's our top 5.
Any honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. Well, I've only seen a bit of Daredevil. I'm liking it so far. Again, I've only seen a little bit of Invincible, but I have liked it so far. I do remember really liking Smallville when I was younger when that came out, but it's so long ago now that I can't really recall it or remember how it ends, but I do remember I used to look forward to Smallville quite a lot. What about yourself? Any other honorable mentions?
Probably that Umbrella Academy, The Flash, and maybe Arrow when it first started, and yeah.
Yeah, there's shows I haven't really got around to yet. Haven't seen The Flash, haven't seen Arrow. I haven't seen, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's a lot of shows that I haven't got into, and I'm going to struggle to find time to be able to do so. So they may just happen to be things I don't end up seeing, unfortunately. So that's our top 5. That's our honorable mention. If you want to leave a comment below of your top 5 or even a top 5 you want us to do, we do really enjoy doing these. So give us some suggestions of what you want to see us do a top 5 of.
Thank you for watching. We have the overthrown lines from 2 different perspectives. Subscribe. See you in the next video. If you like this video, there's one at the end. Let the force be with you. Bye-bye.